Okay. Perfect. Y'all probably heard my stomach growling. I didn't have breakfast yet. Okay. Hey. All right. How y'all doing on this good Thursday? Make my tea over here. Happy Thursday. All right, let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Zine. And today I'm reading for the beautiful and handsome collective. Hello, 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 collective. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting me during this live broadcast. Thank you for all the tips, the donations, the shares, the commentary. Just you being here is truly appreciated. Okay. Before we get into the read, don't forget to grab this book here. It was created by me. It is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. Okay. And I created this book specifically to help individuals that may have experienced some form of a narcissistic abuse. This book helps you to dive or delve deeper into the mechanics as to, signs that you may have missed or signs that you may not have realized was a sign. So definitely make sure you grab this book. It's on Amazon.com. All right. So, channel message. They despise you for how they treated you. And I'm going to repeat that and I'm going to break it all the way down. Okay. They despise you for how they treated you. Okay. It's like a method to their madness in regards to this specific tactic. Okay. So your presence reminds them of their own behavior. A narcissist often cannot tolerate the internal discomfort of recognizing the harm that they cause to you and to others. Admitting any type of wrongdoing would literally force them to confront a version of themselves that conflicts with the image they want to maintain. Instead of processing that discomfort that they keep feeling, they redirect it outwardly. So the person they mistreated becomes the symbol of their actions, meaning you. Resentment begins to form, not because of what you did, but because your existence quietly reflects what they choose to do. Let me repeat that, because these are for the individuals that say, oh, I didn't know I was doing that. Let me repeat that last part. That's the aha moment. Resentment begins to form, not because of what you did, and you didn't do anything, but because your existence quietly reflects what they chose to do. Here's an example. A narcissist that you've been dealing with starts to lie about you to others and later sees that you moved on with life. You living your best goddamn life, la-di-da life, right? Without retaliating, without chasing down their approval, because you simply just don't care, right? Because of that, your composure removes the distraction that they were counting on. They were counting on you to distract others from their lies. There's no argument to hide behind and no chaos to blur the situation. The only remaining truth is that they created the harm. That's the only remaining truth that's left. And it's the biggest truth there is when it comes to them. Rather sit with that realization, they grow very they become very irritable every time they see you. The resentment that they feel is tied to the reminder that their behavior, not yours, created the problem. So they're realizing, or have realized, that their behavior is the reason why it's all of this is being placed onto you in very harmful and very distasteful ways. They despise you for how they treated you. They know that treating you is wrong, yet they still intend to do it, or they still have strong intentions to do it. And now that they see you on the different end or the different scope or spectrum of things, and you're not falling into what they told others that you should have, they don't know how to deal with this. Let's dive deep into these cards. They despise you for how they treated you. Ain't that something? They don't want to take the blame. They're the one that created the cause to have a blame. And because they see the blame on you, it puts them in a space where they're blaming themselves, which is the truth, because that's the mirror that you're showing them. You're blaming them for what they have caused. And that's the truth. It's very odd and it's very ironic that people tend to or would love to become or get very close to you for whatever reason. But yet again, they keep asking for or praying for truthful situations or truthful outcome. But the type of truths that they're only able to receive, again, is only half truths. They weren't expecting someone like you to have the full truth, the 100% truth, the 100% wholesomeness of the truth, if that makes sense. They've never expected a person like you to actually operate in that way or from that perspective. So they begin to despise you and despise you even more because you can do 100% of what they only can do 50% or half of. So it became a mirror. Yeah, your 100% actually matched their 50% at one point in time. Yes, it did. Because again, at one point in time when you were connected to this person, you were indeed at 100%. But because they wanted to mirror you so much, things happened in your life that where you actually had to kind of devolve a little bit, just a little bit, or become stagnant. Something happened where you were at the 100% mark and then you had to come down to the 50% mark. So when they were able to successfully put you or place you at the 50% mark, a lot of things were happening to where they were trying to get you to despise yourself. Again, they despise you for how they treated you. They wanted you to take blame for why you got off of your throne, to come down to help them, try to help them as much as you could. And because it didn't work out in the way that they anticipated, because the truth was the indicator that it was never going to work out. Maybe you weren't aware as to how the outcome was going to be, and they for sure didn't know as well too. They had an inkling or a visual how they wanted it to portray or how they wanted it to end, but it didn't end in that way because yet again, they were looking at the perspective of the whole situation from a half perspective, or only 50%, or more so a half truth. It wasn't the whole truth. This is why they despise you for how they treated you. Does that make sense? And please let me know, because I will break it down. One thing about me, when I'm speaking something, I always want to make sure I'm coming with facts, and I always want to make sure that you guys understand. That's something that's like, yeah, that's near and dear to me. So please let me know if that makes sense. If it does not, let me know where it does not make sense so I can break it down further, okay? Hey. Okay. All right, cool. Now, this originated from, and it was funny because I was getting ready to shuffle the deck, but when I cut it open, family was in between, okay? So this is how it was. Family is always in between something of you, or family is always in between your whole truth. Dang. Okay, let me flip it this way first. All right. Family's always in the middle of something that you got going on, no matter what it is. Friends, families, lovers, school, work, finances, something. And they're always giving half truths to the whole situation, to more so your whole situation here. What's so funny here is as I turned it around, justice was here. They are no longer going to be in the middle of anything that you do. They're no longer going to be in the middle in regards to trying to give or perceive to others that their half truth is the whole truth. Since you ixnayed them out or kicked them out or disconnect from them, this is why they despise you for how they treated you. And in this case, or in this instance here, they were fully aware as to what they're doing, which is why they didn't mind operating from a space of half truth and also getting in the middle to split the truth in the middle. Because if you have a circle, full circle is a full circle. It's 180, right? But if you take a line and you start from the top of the circle to the bottom of the circle, it's going to be cut in half. If that makes sense, this is how they always wanted people to perceive you as a 50% person or more so like them, half truth. So that's all you speak, if that makes sense. So the moment that you allow them outside of your bubble, because think of it this way, we all have bubbles. Okay, let me think about it. Okay, just visualize if you can. Think of yourself as that you have a bubble or your aura or your auric field. Perfect example, your auric field. And normally you have an auric field that can go up to 6 feet, 12 feet, etc., etc. Depends, but we're just going to stick with 6 feet, right? So your auric field extends at least 6 feet. And while you have that peripheral or that space, that energetic space or bandwidth around you, sometimes people may come close to you where you may react to it. You may feel uneasy. Your spirit may start to, kind of talk to you. You may just watch them a little closely, and that's because their energy is not it's not connected, or it's more so not in the same frequency or vibration that you're on. So when someone is coming to you or near you and you kind of feel off about them, that's because your auric field is telling you that their energy may not be a compatible match for you. But anywho, this is what they did here. They needed for you to see them as to how they saw you. And they only saw you as a person that gave half truths, which is why you were in your circle or more so your bubble, and they came in, they tried to slice your bubble in half, or they tried to dissect your bubble in half, or they tried to more so dissect you in half or put you against yourself. So it's you versus you in your circle or more so in your space. And that can be that could be spun in many different ways. It really can. So you in your circle, meaning you're in your bubble, you're in your comfort space, you in your peaceful space, again, however it resonates. But they wanted to get into the middle of who you were, specifically, literally, figuratively, spiritually, however it resonates. But they wanted to get into the middle of you to kind of always make sure that things were halved or split. And the truth is definitely, or they try to split the truth in a way to where it becomes an actual full truth. But yet again, I don't know. You really can't split truth. I understand people get pieces of truth, but that's still considered a half truth. So if someone is going to speak a truth and they're confident about it, they're going to give the whole of it, if that makes sense. They're not going to give just half. They're going to give you, like, that's it. So I would have to sit with that part. But family was the biggest indicator in your life, or more so your younger life. Take it how it resonates. It could be a guardian, whatever, however. But somebody in the family was a big hindrance to you becoming wholesome, or to you becoming whole. That's why they always stood in the middle of your affairs. Your affairs could be schoolwork. It could be going to work. It could be taking a break, taking a rest. They didn't want you to be wholesome. The truth and that really bothered them. They didn't teach you how to be truthful, or they didn't teach you how to become very wholesome. So you always are how they think or perceive, that you always, what's the word? Like, getting ahead of the game or getting ahead of them. They never wanted people to see you as the one that is ahead of them, because people are going to see you as the truthful one. That's why a lot of people tend to slow down the truth of things, because if people fully, literally and figuratively, if people literally and figuratively receive the truth as to how it needs to be given in the way, direct, raw, in your face, in that way, they wouldn't have a place. They wouldn't have a place in this world. That's the truth. Remember, these type of individuals need others to hang on to survive, to anchor, to continue to live. It's time to cut that cord. If you have not yet, baby, the longer you stay attached or connected to someone that you visibly, factually, you have your evidence. Your evidence is going to show up in your reality. That is your evidence. So you can't say, I didn't know, baby. Your evidence is right in front of your face. Normally, this is how it works. Sometimes the evidence can be so subtle you can miss it. That's why signs come in. A phone may ring. You may get a little text message, or the TV may pop on, or a little baby said something to you, or a dog bark at you. All of those are symbolic to the subtleties of life. And you have to pay attention to the subtleties of life. Thank you. Even though they despise you, their despicableness was very subtle as well. They would never tell you to your face or tell you to your face. They had to be very sly about the huge disdain that they had for you. And they were only telling the half truth in regards to how much they truly don't have a liking for you. But guess what? That is fine. We don't give a flying fart who don't like us and who don't this and who don't. We don't give a damn. Oh well, tell them to cross the river, like I keep saying. Call Justin Timberlake and call Timberland for all I care. We don't give a damn. They despise you for how they treated you. A narcissist often cannot tolerate the internal discomfort of recognizing the harm that they caused. Admitting any wrongdoing at any time whatsoever would force them to confront a version of themselves that conflicts with the image they want to maintain. You are at 100%. And that is the image that you have maintained. You take care of yourself. You probably go to the gym. You probably eat well. You probably pray 3-4 times a day. You're doing great things for yourself. You're doing beneficial things that's going to put you ahead or in an advantage or a surplus in life. If that makes sense, you're doing great things. If that makes sense. I lost my train of thought. It'll come back. Yes, that's what I was going to say. So you're at 100% and they're at 50%. But yet again, if they admit any wrongdoing, it would force them to confront a version of themselves that conflicts with the image they want to maintain. They want to look like how you look. This is you and this is them. They want to look just like how you look, and they have to maintain that pressure, or they have to maintain that bandwidth. Two things can be right. They could. If your bandwidth is too high, too vibrationally high for them to handle, they're going to do things to distort you, to push illusions, to lie at you, to gossip about you, to get other people, all other energies to come around. And yeah. It's like trying to hit at the sun when you know that's impossible. If that makes sense. They saw you as such. And they did everything possible to get you down from a 100% success of life, however success resonates for you, and bring you down to the 50%. Now you're in a space where they feel very comfortable and they feel like that they can fully do whatever it is that they need to do, if that makes sense. So your presence reminds them of their own behavior. So every time that you speak the truth, and they know that you speak truth because you have given them truth before, but maybe, take it how it resonates, maybe they only received, or maybe they only perceive your truth as half-truths. Maybe they did not take you serious because of the half-truths that you spoke. Sometimes the other side, see, it's a mirror, right? You had to play their game. You had to kind of learn their game. But again, they didn't give us instructions to the game that they wanted us to play. They were giving you half-truths, and you were too. Hear me out. They were giving you half-truths more so from a negative side of things, and you were giving them half-truths too, but not really negative, more so positive, because there's two sides to everything, if that makes sense. And they're telling you half-truths in regards to the subtleness of what they do and what they don't do, because we all know narcissists cannot stay quiet. They're going to tell you slightly and very, very subtly, sometimes symbolically, what the hell they be doing to themselves and other people. All you gotta do is just watch. You don't have to say nothing. You do not disrupt a bird in this environment. And this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a bird, a flighty bird, that at any point in time they hear a noise or a little crack or a little snap, they're going to fly away. Let the bird be. Just let them be, literally and figuratively. Let them be. Let them do whatever they want to do in their habitat, because that's where they thrive or survive the most. And when you allow someone to be in their space, in their habitat, in their whatever, you tend to get to see exactly who and what they truly are if you just let them be, whether it's a good bee or a negative bee. So they were giving you half-truths, and you were too, and they was eating it up, child. They thought that you were mirroring them. You probably was just kind of omitting a few things, or probably just holding a few things back and not saying anything, but you peep game, if that makes sense. So since you peep game, you allowed the game to play exactly how it needs to be. So once the game ended, you were still left with your hearts, or restored with hearts, and they lost the game. They don't have any more heart to give. They gave all their heart into making sure that they despise you in a very, very subtle way. Do you know how much energy they may have to take just for a person to do that or produce that? Someone that secretly do not like you, someone that has a secret hate or disdain for you, but because it's secret, they burn more. No one is aware, and now you have the energy of fear as well too, while them being in a huge or not liking you or hating you or despising you or having a huge disdain for you. Do you know how much energy that would have to take from one person doing that? That's why they're always so tired all the damn time. That's why they're always in kind of need or in need of things, because they need you to help them survive. And again, this can be spun in many different ways. Family, friends, co-workers, lovers, ex-lovers, siblings, whoever, however it resonates. They needed they needed your wholesomeness, or the wholesomeness of your truth, to be half. Because if it became wholesome, or if you became whole again, they knew it was game over. That's why you get injustice. A lot of people say, well, why I get injustice and I'm not getting my justice and ain't nothing happening to them? First off, why does it matter what happens to them? If that makes sense. Oh, it's going to happen to them. Number one, it happens to them when you least expect it and when they least expect it. And number two, it happens to them when you fully on your path, minding your business and becoming more successful than you've ever been. That success is going to draw them out. It's going to draw out their jealousy, and it's going to draw out their envy. Again, let the bird lay in its habitat. Leave the bird alone. Don't say nothing to the bird. Don't try to get the bird's attention. Don't do nothing to the bird. This is the narcissist we're speaking about. They are the bird. Because one quick a sound or a noise, and they out of there. They just out of there. So just let them be in their space. And eventually they will get very tired of their space. And eventually they will make a sound or some kind of something, and everyone will see. And that's where we are. People are seeing. That's why you're getting your justice. Let people be. Let them say whatever they want to say. Who cares? Oh, the collective. Who cares? Oh, the collective. Who cares? Oh, and the collective. Okay. Who cares? And the collective. Sorry, wrong number. And the collective. And the collective. And everybody start pulling away to the point where they get so upset, so irate, so irate. They despise you for how they treated you. The despicableness that they've always had for you now is just growing even more, because no one's paying, you ain't paying attention to them. You ain't giving them no energy. No one else is paying attention to them because they realize, like, yes, I'm a little off with this person, you know? So people just pulling back. And the more that people are pulling that back, the more that people are pulling back from them, the more justice you get. Do you understand why the attention is on you and not them? Because you glowed up, you're doing better for yourself, you're enhancing the quality of life. Where the sun shines is where you're going to see most people. People like to feel warm. Take it how it resonates. It could be spun in many different ways. People like warm things or warm feelings. Some people even say, oh my God, your energy is so warm or so this or so that. If that makes sense. People want to go where they feel warmed or loved, if that makes sense. They don't feel loved by that person. Even though despite they may not have felt loved by you physically, there might still be some kind of connection energetically that the same community of individuals that were once over there are now watching you. It's because of your glow up. Your glow up in life, your success in life. And guess who can't handle it? Guess who can't handle it? I swear. Oh man, baby, guess who can't handle it? Thank you, boo. Look, we got solitude in reverse. Remember, you left them in their habitat. You left that squawking bird. That's what I think a narcissist is. They are a squawking bird. They can't stop squawking. Squawk, 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 and squawk. You be like, God damn it, shut the hell up. All they do is talk and talk and talk and talk. But it's the same thing over and over and over, like a broken record. So anywho, since you left this squawker in the squalor of its environment, and people start to see it play out in its environment, in its habitat, people realize that something was off with this person because this person felt alone, but they weren't alone. People were watching them. Just not in the way that they anticipate. You don't understand. I'm going to keep saying it. You don't understand how relevant you are to people. You're very relevant. You are divine collective. Hear me and hear me well. You are very relevant. Thank you. And people see that. Do you know how much relevance that you carry, that you embody with yourself, that it actually made someone go insane? Damn. And relevance can be spun in many different ways. It can. It's not just finances. Finances included, of course, but to look at the bigger picture of things. So since you made them irrelevant, they can't, the squawking narcissist, the squawking bird cannot handle your silence. This is why they're a bird. This is why they were a bird in the first place. Sometimes you don't even hear a bird flying. That's the truth. Sometimes you don't hear the wings flapping until, you know, it had to come down or maybe the wind or something. If that makes sense. They try to utilize, we'll say, the energy of a bird. And there are many different types of birds. Take your choice. And they try to get an aerial view or a bird's eye view, but more so half. They were only seeing half of you. They were only getting half of a perception of you. They weren't getting the wholeness of you because they never saw you as such. They never saw you as wholesome. Again, people only treat you based on their level of experience in life. That's it. That's all they can give to you. They can't give you nothing else. So since they prejudged you with their preconceived notions, all they had was half-truths. That's it. It wasn't the full truth because they didn't know you fully. They don't know anything about you fully. Their perception would not allow them to see it in that way. They only see life as half full, half empty. You see life wholesome, with the glass filled, or shit, even over pouring. They don't see life that way. So when you pulled away and you release the pin from your bubble, which was making it half, and now you become wholesome again. Now you have a little scar at the top, but that's okay. That just says that there's an experience from what you went through. It may have been very painful. It don't have to be a physical pain. It could be a spiritual pain, a financial pain, an emotional pain, however it resonates. But some kind of pain was there. And you healed from the pain. Your scars could be physical scars. Again, spiritual scars, whatever. But you have the scars to prove. Now you're coming out as the lone wolf. They threw you to the wolf and you came out leading the goddamn pack. They did. Now everything is surfacing to the top. Why? Because they despise you for how they treated you. You're not there to keep the illusion at the top or at the crop of things. You let it go. You let the illusion go. You cut the string. You disillusioned it. You walked out of it. Let's say in this instance here, let's say you're walking in the park and there's like a cloud, literally, physically, there's a cloud, and you see the cloud and something happened to where the wind just kind of pushed the cloud literally right in your peripheral view, meaning, but you can't see it. You probably can feel it. You feel that something's off or something has shifted, but you probably can't physically see it. If that makes sense, this is metaphorically speaking too. So you're standing in this cloud, this illusion cloud, and everything is starting to go foggy. You know, mental clarity might be a little off. You know, you kind of hit or miss, like, what the hell's going on? But something tells you deep down within yourself that you just need to step outside of this illusion. This is figuratively speaking. And whatever, you know, whoever you connect to, whatever body of source of energy that you connect to, you allow that energy to guide you. You literally just step outside of the illusion. And the moment that you did is when you got your perfect 2020. This is figuratively speaking. But this is when you were able to regain and refocus with your 2020 vision of life. They despise you for how they treated you. The resentment they feel is tied to the reminder that their behavior, not yours, created the problem. The only remaining truth is that they created the harm. Rather than sit with that realization, they grow irritated every time they see you. Every time. And they may not see you physically. They may see you online because, hey, online is online, if that makes sense. They may hear of you through other people. There are many different ways, of course. But some way, somehow, they're still hearing about you. And they can't come right out publicly and tell people how they don't like you or have a huge disdain for you. They have to do it subtly. So they go back into their environments where they think no one is looking, but people are looking just silently. See, they can give off subtle cues. So can the same community that they talk bad about you to, so can they. And that's what they have done, or that's what they're doing, because the pond is here. Things are being placed to the top or surface to the top. Let the bird be in its environment. Think of narcissistic individuals are like birds. They squawk all the goddamn time. They won't shut the hell up. They won't shut up. Let them squawk and squawk and squawk. Just let them squawk. Let them be. And when you allow it to be, you're going to be here. Not only are you going to be here with justice, it's going to break them out of solitude. Remember, they went into solitude, or they hid from you or disconnected from you because you saw the whole truth. They were only around you for your half-truths. The truth that benefited them to keep them out of trouble. That was the half-truth that they live from, that they operate from, that they embody from. Their half-truth only specifically benefited them or put them at an advantage when your half-truths were protecting their lies or their whole lies. That's why you guys were a mirror at one point in time, because you were giving them half-truths. Yes, you were. You weren't telling them everything about you. Why would you? That'd be crazy. And they thought they knew everything about you based on the half-truth that they already created in their mind. And that's what they stuck with, and that's what they roll with. Okay, that's fine. So then they went back to the nest or to the lair and start squawking. Wah, 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 collective, wah, collective, wah, 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 collective, collective, wah, wah, wah. People listening, people looking, but people seeing you like, whoa, what the dang, that's the collective. Dang, they glowed up. Dang, they look good. Man or woman. However it resonates. People are seeing you from a different perspective, but it's not the perspective that that squawking bird was given to them about you. Completely different. So now they have two half-truths. They do. The collective got one side of what the narcissist stated, and they receive your truth too by you just being in your space, in your habitat, in your environment, however that resonates. And this all stems because of gossip. And when gossip is juicy, people are going to silently watch you. Yes, that is the truth. That is the truth. They want to know who's telling the truth versus who's not. I don't know. It's human nature. But this is what they do. Like clockwork. So people are watching you silently and they are shocked. They are appalled in a good way. By the tenacity of you, by the determination of you, by the great qualities that you exude within you. You are embodying those things and it's showing up not only externally, internally as well. So going back to the squawker that you done left in the habitat, they're in the same space that you left them in. Not only you, the community as well. They're in the same space talking about the same thing and you done moved on and just you doing well for self, if that makes sense. And again, well doesn't have to be financially. You could do extremely well mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, etc., etc. Financially, of course, but that's just not the only thing. That's the only thing they have is finances. And hell, they don't even have that. If they did, it's gone. Other parts of your life attributes to who you can become wholesomely. And 100% wholesomely for them, they were nothing but. They only thought about money. That's it. They did. That is the truth. I'm not discrediting money because I love money. I do. But there's a balance in everything, if that makes sense. Their entire DNA, their entire makeup was surrounding finances. That's it. And that could be spun in many different ways. That was their story. Come on, Spirit, talk to me, boo. It's say. Okay, story upright and identity in reverse. They knew what their true identity was. They just didn't want everyone to know what their true identity was, because it will make them irrelevant. Remember, they're trying to match who you are, and you don't operate in the way that they do. That's why they're trying to match your mirror, trying to connect with you to do what you do so they can come off as if they done it first. This is why they do everything very subtly once again. If it's in your face loud, it's not going to work. Even down to them talking about you behind your back is a subtle move. Everything they do is subtle. They don't want you to hear anything. Because if you do, it's not going to work. But you did. You still did. You still heard. You may not have heard everything, but you heard enough and you've seen enough to make an executive decision over your life surrounding being around these individuals or this group of people. Take it how it resonates. And they did not see that coming. Why not? Because they were still stuck in the illusion that they wanted for you. You literally just jumped out or walked out the illusion. And when you finally got out and you looked at it, you've seen everything from a completely world view or circular view, if that makes sense. A full circle view, and you realize in the spot that you got out of, this is figuratively speaking, was that little box or poof of clouds. And you're like, wait, that been here the whole time? But everything else is so clear. If that makes sense, they weren't expecting that. Some people pray for you. Some people pray on you. Some people pray for you, P-R-A-Y. And some people pray on you, P-R-E-Y. You want to take that how you need to take that. But the same person or this person, a group of people that thought that they can pray for you, P-R-A-Y, no, boo. They was praying on you for your prayers. Yeah, they were. They were praying, P-R-E-Y, trying to attack you subtly. Isn't that what birds do? They attack their prey, or they're very, what's the word? There's a certain word I want to use. I can't think of it. They're like basically sneaky or quiet about their moves or their attacks, if that makes sense. They were praying on you for your prayers, meaning like your blessings. And that could be spun in many different ways. Covert, yes, thank you. Strategic, yes, thank you. Yes. Yes. They were very strategic and covert. Thank you, guys. Yes. And what's your name? Big Baby. TikTok, thank you, boo. They mentioned strategic and Cool Karma on YouTube. Stay covert. Thank you, guys. I like to give y'all credit, so thank you. So once again, covert, and they were very strategic in regards to stalking you. Doesn't a bird stalk its prey? Let's think of an owl. An owl is very nocturnal. It only operates at night. It only gets its feed at night. The same with a bat, B-A-T. A bat is also nocturnal. I don't think you see day bats. I don't know if they have day bats. I don't know. I could be wrong. If I am, tell me. But they do things in a way to where they cannot be seen subtly. So they try to prey on your prey. P-R-E-Y on your P-R-A-Y. And it failed. This is a praying mantis, but it's in reverse. They failed. Not only did they fail, now they're in the same habitat or environment that they thought no one was watching them, because you know they went back huffing and puffing. Rah, 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 and the collective, and the collective, and the rah, and the rah, and there's always a collective, and rah, 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 rah. You know they went back to their habitat squawking and shit because they could not beat you. They couldn't prey on you. They could not. They couldn't P-R-A-Y on you, or they could not P-R-E-Y on you. They couldn't do neither. They could not. So now they're making a commotion by themselves in their space, and now all the truth is surfacing to the top. Checkmate. Checkmate. Let people be. What it say? Say community. Let people be. Just let them be. Yes, I know it hurts. I promise you. I get it. 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 Whoever, however it resonates, you know, you're upset, a mom hurts you, a father hurts you, and you have every right. I encourage that, because you need to you need to express yourself, your feelings, of course. I do encourage that. But what I don't encourage is you to stay in that same space for years in regards to how someone has hurt you, because then that's becoming a disservice to you, if that makes sense. Of course, go through the feelings, go through the emotions. Absolutely. I do agree with that, of course. But there's going to have to become a time where you're going to have to step outside of this illusion. or this box space for you to see things from a 100% or 180% full circle moment. Step out the box, you're going to see it in a full circle moment. Stay in the box, you ain't going to see it like, man, I can't get out. And your head just, this is how a box is. Think of you putting your head in the box. It's going to be pretty hard for you to move that head, you know? You're just seeing just two sides. That's it. And eventually, if you get enough momentum, your head going to start to spin. And you'll be like, what the hell's going on here? Now you becoming, if that makes sense. No, we don't want you there, boo. There's a cat here. Shit, they may even try to come in like a cat in the night. I don't put them past them narcissistic squawkers. I don't. I truly don't. I don't put them past them heifers. I know they stuck though. By the same community. Baby. By the same community. Yeah. Now they feel betrayed by you. Because it's your fault that they got caught. How? How was it your fault that they got caught? Let's explain this here. Let's break this down here. You saw what they did. You didn't like what they did. You either said something to them or you did not, or you just left them behind. Take it how rest days. But you just 100% unanimously just disconnect from the heifer. Okay? You went into your hermit mode. You did what you had to do. You prayed, you cried, you sang, you danced, you wrote, you painted, whatever you did to get yourself back into your 100% self. You pop back up, you start doing what you need to do for yourself. People are like shocked and amazed, and they're upset at you. They're upset at you because they're the one that sounded the alarm. They're the one that made the noise about you. They're the one that kept talking about you. They're the one that created the gossip about you. They wanted you to remain relevant, believe it or not. Even though the irrelevancy that they were speaking about you was truly irrelevant, it still made you relevant. I think that's the most healing part of all of this, to be honest. They still made you relevant while trying to make you irrelevant, and they could not. They try to do you what you did to them. They can't, boo. How the hell an irrelevant person gonna make you someone that's relevant? Irrelevant. Child, please. Get out. I don't give a damn what and who they had. I don't care. The hell are you talking about? Well, they got baby. Shit. You made them relevant and then you made them irrelevant. Yes, you did. You sure did. Somebody mentioned it yesterday that you hit them twice. You did. You hit them with a 2-piece. You said, well, poop. Uppercut them. Yes, you did. When they were in your presence, you made sure that they were taken care of. And he was like, you know what? Yeah, let me kick you out my nest. Swift, and you did. And they came down squawking. Squawk, squawk. Oh, squawk. The collective, oh, squawk. The collective. Squawk, squawk. The collective, the collective. And that's all they keep doing, child. Like the crown's top, the town's crier. They were the town's crier. Yes. That's why they feel so betrayed by you. Get the hell up out of there. I do have a question for the collective. Anyone that's into like medieval things, do you know if the the town's crier, does that person like cry wolf? You know, let me look it up here. I'll be forgetting something. I got my goddamn iPad here. Hold on. Let me see, child. If y'all can help me out with that question. Is the town crier, or has the town crier been seen as someone that cry wolf? Okay. Okay. A tale about a shepherd boy who repeatedly tricks villagers into thinking a wolf is attacking, only to be ignored when the real threat arrives. Wow. It's by Aesop. That's so funny. Baby. That's funny. Yeah, it's The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Yes. But they work together. I put in Town Crier known as Crying Wolf is what I put in. And that's what popped up. Yeah. And then it'll also say the consequence. When a real wolf attacks, the townspeople believe it is another lie and do not help, resulting in the loss of the sheep. So the moral here is a liar would not be believed, even when speaking the truth. This is why they don't have any fruit on their roots. Or they tried to root themselves to you, and they couldn't bear any fruit. See the hollowness also inside of this tree? Yeah, they were trying to stick themselves to you, or they were trying to be a part of you, and it didn't work. You left the tree. It wasn't bearing any fruit. Why the hell you if you grow in a plant, right? And sometimes you get bad seeds. You do. And you grow in the plant and you hoping for the best. You super optimistic over your babies. Like, yeah, I'm going to have a real nice garden, etc., etc. And, you know, sometimes it happens that that seed that you planted, it didn't grow anything. If that makes sense. So it's like, it happens. It was dead from the start, basically. Yeah, you left the tree. You left it. It's like, but this ain't bearing me no fruit. You realize that the tree had some kind of we'll just say an anchor. They were trying to anchor themselves to you. And you let that tree go. And you're like, okay, well, let me just grow another one. Look at the lady here. It's like she can remove certain parts of self that doesn't resonate and just put it where it needs to be or replace it for something else. Nothing is connected, but still things are connected. Thank you. At any point in time that she needs to disconnect, she can do so freely. It's basically what this is saying or what this is. In the moment that she disconnects from this, something else grows. Something new grows. Something else, thank you, helps you to heal, if that makes sense. So they're stuck in this tree, the old tree that you outgrew, or the cocoon that you outgrew, and they're still in there. They're trying to get all the remnants, all of everything that they can in regards to the prayers they did over you. They thought if they prayed and prayed, P-R-E-Y, attack you or subtly do it, and also P-R-A-Y, they were going to get blessings for that. This is what they thought. That's why they would watch you so closely, because they thought you were like them, speaking and living nothing, or speaking and living with half-truths or speaking half-truths. They thought this is how you were. They never had 100% of you, ever. Because trust me, if they did, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be in hot shit. And they in hot shit. Okay? They in some hot shit. And that's what they say. Okay, it's a vision. Let me show you. Right there, vision. Yeah. Look at it. Not only that, there's some like dark waters or muddied waters. I mean, this card could be spun in many different ways. I could even put you guys in this position here, because there's a flower or growth that's growing from the hand. That flower could give you light to things, or it's making things more lighthearted for you to see your way. So the more lighthearted you became, literally and figuratively, is the more you're going to feel free, and the more you're going to feel you've healed yourself. Baby. Even in the midst of darkness, this person still had a wolf. That wolf could have been teaching you. This could be you guys. You were in the darkness. Look. Completely surrounded by darkness. There's a wolf on your arm. This wolf could be teaching you things. The lightness of your heart. You're open to learning new things. And you came out of it. like this. And that's what they are afraid of. Remember, they went back to their lair, their squawking lair. They squawk you down, child. Gossip, 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 gossip. Yeah. Now they're afraid, which is weird. They're the one that went back and told people things that wasn't true. So people saw that things weren't true. I don't understand. What am I missing? They told people things about you that were untrue. Okay, they came to see the things that they thought and said was untrue. It was untrue. This is the wall, represents like protection. Now it's being pushed back to them. Not only them, their health, their mental health. What am I missing? How is this your fault? You nurture your environment. You nurtured your well-being. You nurtured everything around you, meaning you. Everything around you in this point in space is about you, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself or wanting the best for yourself, however that resonates, because everybody gonna do something different, and that is okay. It is. They don't want that. They don't want that. And the reason why they don't want that is because, yet again, they despise you for how they treated you. You are putting them in a position where they truly have to face themselves. Your presence reminds them of their own behavior, and they don't want to be reminded of any of that. That's why it's easier for them to despise you rather than whatever other feeling, if that makes sense. They can't be a rival of you. What are they rivaling? They cannot rival against someone that is wholesome. They can't. They can try. And if you're fully aware of your wholesomeness, this is not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not. I'm like, okay, another one? Oh, okay. It becomes boring after a while. It do. Stuck. They become stuck. Not only stuck, but weak. They do not you. You worry about you. That makes sense. Transition is here. Black magic is here. Take that how that resonates. For the ones, you know, if they're into spirituality and they work with candles, then of course this part would be for you. If they utilizing the Bible in a negative way, again, take it how it resonates. You're not the one that's transitioning. They are. Remember, they're weak and stuck. And if something is weak or stuck, despite however it resonates, it's going to give away at some point in time. It's going to break down at some point in time. Energetically, they're weak, and energetically, they're stuck. They're stuck on you being the town crier, the person who cried wolf. And nobody believes anything that this wolf has been saying. They threw you to the wolves. They threw you to them. If that makes sense, they were the wolf at one point in time. They threw you to the wolves. People who do foolish things in this nature. And what happened to you when you were thrown to the wolves? You came out leading the goddamn pack. You said, wolf, child, please come here. You got this in check if you are 100% with self. If you're 100% with self, you're going to be able to get this in check. This will not bother you in the way that they anticipate or expect for it to. You're much stronger than this, much more powerful than this, much more intelligent than this foolishness, because this is foolishness is what it is. It's boring foolishness. It is. It's like, okay, this shit again. Collective, collective. I know you're mad at me. And I'm like, bruh, give it a fucking rest. Goddamn. And they won't give it a rest, so they just gonna get depressed. And I ain't trying to rhyme, but hey, that's the truth. Your presence reminds them of their own behavior. Your presence, your relevance. You are relevant. You're relevant. Look at how some people treat you. They treat you based on your relevance. And sometimes when you become too relevant, they're going to do everything possible to make you feel like them. Irrelevant. But guess what? You beat them to the game. Or you beat them to the punch. Not only did you make them relevant at one point in time, you also reverse or reversed that MFA and made them irrelevant. So now they're back in their origin space or original space where they belong. Irrelevant. That's it. That's the truth. Can everyone become relevant? I don't know. Maybe yes. But there's work that needs to be done. They don't want to do the work. They want you to do it. That's why they hang on to your relevance, because you are doing it. They're not. No communication. Toxic family. Narcissist. Come on, man. The hell? Look. Chill. It could be a Libra. You could be a Libra. They could be. Take it how it resonates. That's untrustworthy. May have bipolar. However it resonates. However it resonates. So you could be a Libra, maybe going through this, or you know a Libra that's going through this. However it resonates. That's freaked out by you. Remember, they tried to hit you or beat you subtly. And he was like, okay, let me just go ahead and finish you that kind of way. And you did. You could be in a space where you need to rest. Or you're being pushed or nudged in the space to rest. Could be a fake empress, however it resonates. Yeah, witchcraft. Now they're broke. They don't have any money. Perfectionist is in reverse. They don't take their time with things. They just kind of rush through things. And they have legal matters is what they manifested. Yeah. So whatever they got going on, and justice is in reverse for them. Not for you. They fake rich. However it resonates. They're a danger to themselves. Hell, they could be 302'd. (302) is mental asylum, being admitted to a mental asylum. We have divine feminine. What's the divine feminine? Divine feminine. Controlling. They may have tried to control you because the divine feminine don't control anyone. If you're in your divine femininity, you're not going to control anybody. It's just not on your radar. It's just not your DNA. If you're divinely in your space or in your path, you're not going to control anybody. You're not going to want to. It could be a Virgo. Take it how it resonates. That's the shocking message. That's the shocking message. Man. They despise you for how they treated you because of your presence. Your presence is relevance. Do you understand that? Do you sincerely, genuinely understand that your presence reminds them of their own behavior? You're relevant. That means you're something important. Someone important. someone that people look up to, someone that people may respect. Take it how it resonates, and it could be, it could stem from, take how it resonates, work, preschool, schools, whatever, whatever. You're making a difference, basically. Your relevance is making a difference. And your, not only is your relevance making a difference to yourself and others around you, it's making them irrelevant. It's making them irrelevant. And they have self-doubt. They have self-doubt in their dark energy. Come on, bruh. I don't like you. Oh, you collective you. Oh, I don't like you. Oh, child, we don't care. We don't care, heifer. We don't care, heifer. We don't care. No self-esteem, child. Oh my goodness, child. Could be an Aquarius. You could be, they could be. However resonate. Hey, Christopher. Man, get out of here, child. So you could be an Aquarius, or they could be an Aquarius. Friends with benefits. Heartbroken. Okay. Maybe they wanted to be friends with benefits with you. I don't know, child. Okay. They may have had some sexual trauma. That's what's popping up. They may have spoke about it to you. So whoever this person is, they may have spoken about their traumas to you. Maybe you may have opened about your traumas to them. Again, however it resonates. But someone is feeling like you left them. And you did. That's the message. You did. You have every right to. You can leave anyone and anything in its natural habitat. That person's natural habitat was getting as much as they can from you, going back and squawking, squawk, 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 yeah. And they kept making a mess of themselves within their environment. And again, when you see a bird, especially a squawking bird in this environment, leave it alone. Watch it. You can watch it. Don't say nothing. Don't even let it be aware that you are there. Just let it be. And that same bird, that same narcissistic bird, that same narcissistic bird who thought they got away, they did not. They just brought all the troubles back to their doorstep. Ain't that something, child? Sucks to be them, baby. What a life. So far, we got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I said Virgo as well. What other signs? Aquarius. Aquarius, Virgo, Libra, Sag, Pisces, Scorpio. Thank y'all for the gifts. Aquarius, Libra, Aries, Cancer. So if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Again, you are here on earth to thrive, not survive. Stop surviving. Stop putting yourself in places where you may have to survive. Get into a thinking space of thriving. Get into a space of getting out of the illusions. In order for you to get out of the illusions, you need truth. Thank you. You need the truth in order for you to get out of the illusions. And the moment that you see the truth, the moment it's going to put you in a space where you can become thriving or in a thriving manner. Okay. Love you guys. Don't forget to grab this copy of this book here, Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It is on Amazon. Wisdom Beyond Wounds on Amazon. Thank you so much for your support. If you would like to join us in the Wisdom Beyond Wounds group, that is on Facebook, where we actually dive deep into the shadow parts of self. We do. And we speak about many different topics that are placed in there. So if you are interested, you're more than welcome to come in there. You just got to come in and do the work. And people are getting many different positive point of views, and it's really making them put them in a space where they're growing. So come check it out. And yeah, Wisdom Beyond Wounds on Facebook, the group Wisdom Beyond Wounds, the book on Amazon. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Dang, I lose my train of thought. Sorry about that. I'm hungry too. But no, thank you so much for your immense support. It is truly appreciated. Thank you for all the tips, the shares, the gifts, just you being here. Truly, truly appreciate it. Love you guys. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye, TikTok. Mwah, mwah. Love, love. See y'all. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you guys. Take care.